We're here to interview Create for the Advanced Personalized Learning. Hello, my name is Lara Delgado.
Hello, pleasure to meet you. My name is Elsa Villa.
I have some questions about what is Create.
Well, CREATE is the Center for Research in Engineering and Technology Education. And it's a center that is focusing on establishing a Bachelor of Science in Leadership Engineering, as well as a PhD program in Engineering Education.
So what are your guys' main projects?
Well, right now we just got funded with a project to start the Engineering Emerging Leaders Institute, which will be a precursor to the leadership engineering, because we're going to be developing students' leadership skills over the course of their undergraduate education.
Right. And then, so how do these projects benefit the student as well as the school?
Well, the main benefit is that it's going to prepare them to work in industry or in any other type of engineering endeavor. We are also looking at students becoming entrepreneurs, and that might be creating a nonprofit, for example. So those skills are going to make them marketable, because that is what industry is telling us, is that they want students with more than just the knowledge of engineering, but also knowing how to work and interact with people effectively, how to work in a team effectively, how to communicate, and and various other competencies.
Okay. So what kind of challenges do you guys feel that Create faces right now?
Well, we face a lot of challenges. Number one, the foremost challenge is, will we actually be able to do that in a way that these students will embody the skills, so that industry can begin to recognize UTEP as a producer of some of the country's best engineers.
And so, what does Create think about the advanced personalized learning?
Well, I can only give you my opinion, and I can't speak for everyone else who's associated with Create. But when I come from a background in education, my PhD is in curriculum and instruction. And in my studies and in my own experience, I know that students all do have to have personalized learning, because we're not created from a cookie cutter.
Yeah.
And if we were all created from a cookie cutter, and we all thought the same, and we all viewed the world the same, then we could all just do the same thing with the students. But that's not the case. Everyone has their own view of reality. Everyone has their own view of the world. And so everybody needs to make sense of their world through their own means. And so they need to take whatever information and digest that information and try to make sense of it and derive understanding and meaning from it. We do learn every day. We learn in unconscious ways every day about the world. And we learn how to dress and what to look like. I mean, that's something that we learn. Because if we lived in another part of the world, we may be dressing differently. So these are things that is part of the informal education that we get. So we should learn from that in creating formal education spaces that are designed so that students can make sense of the world themselves through their own experiences.
And so is that your solution to your personal?
Well, it's not my solution, it's my perspective. And to come to a solution for that, we've got to begin to rethink how faculty teach, and begin to provide opportunities for faculty to rethink the ways that they teach, and to begin to understand those notions that we do create our understanding of the world. And if we can create classrooms, for example, that are problem-based or project-based classes, then that would be one way to start, but it's not so simple.
Yeah.
And that's one of the functions of CREATE, is to create professional development opportunities for faculty to think about the ways that they teach and to create more meaningful spaces for learners.
Do you have any examples that they have came up with of their teaching styles that they could change?
Well, right now, pretty much faculty, by and large, this is not everybody, but by and large, faculty across all disciplines particularly like to use a lecture type of mode, which is saying, I'm the expert, I've got all the knowledge, and if I just tell you, you're automatically going to take that knowledge and it becomes yours. But we know that's not the case. We have to take information and we have to make sense of the information. And if it doesn't make any sense to me, I'm not going to understand how it fits, and I'm going to forget it in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And so, so that's really the grand challenge, not only in how do we change that, but how do we provide opportunity for faculty to come up and step up and say, I'm ready to change. Because if they're not ready to change, nothing will happen. So that is the challenge. That's the grand challenge. But it's also the challenge for us here at UTEP.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right.
Okay.